the first time in history, human beings have another world to go to, the virtual world of computer games. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide now have an alternate existence. It is a universe inside a computer. Every human desire can be satisfied here, and money makes this virtual world go round. Players now spend millions of dollars to support the life they have inside the game. Virtual money, virtual sex, and the search for virtual fame. The world of computer games is like no place on Earth. At the dawn of the 21st century, there's a new world to explore. Computer games are being colonized by millions of players worldwide. At the cutting edge are fantasy games played with other people on the internet. Here, the player gains access to an intoxicating and spectacular new life.
What games offer is a chance to be the star of the show, to be the central player, to be part of the environment of fantasy and the imagination. We now have the capacity to step in a moment's notice into a parallel world with very elaborate identities.
Online games are a powerful new form of expression for a generation reared on the computer. For them, life inside the game seems every bit as real as life on planet Earth. Just as real and a lot more exciting.
Suddenly there's no gravity. There's no physical laws at all. There's nothing. You're really in the Matrix and you can, all the laws of the physical universe are suspended and you can do anything you want.
Online games are a new version of human community. Every year, this community gathers in a small city in Norway, 100 miles from the Arctic Circle. It's the largest get-together of online gamers on the planet. It's called The Gathering. Thousands of kids have come here to play games around the clock.
Well, I pretty much brought my whole house, actually. My computer, my sound system, well, everything, my clothes, everything that's mattered to me, actually, I brought with me.
Glenn Highseed has traveled here to be with other members of his online gaming clan. The venue? An Olympic speed skating oval, wired by over 200 volunteers.
Everybody who helps make the gathering come true, none of them get paid. The closest thing in the US would probably be Amish barn racing, when everybody in the community comes together and help build the barn.
When you see all the rows, you're just like, it's just huge. People who ask me how it's like to be at a computer party with 5,500 other people, they are like, you can't explain it, you have to see it for yourself.
The Gathering is an opportunity for gamers who have been playing together for a long time to finally meet each other.
I've never met none of these people physically, except for one from the clan. I usually sit 2 to 3 hours in front of the computer and talking to these guys, so I get a special bond with them.
Phantom. Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
You don't look anything like your picture.
Oh?
No, you look, what should I say, more sexy or something like that.
Part of the whole thing about the gathering is getting people together and getting them to share knowledge. The gathering is sort of like a rock festival. The only thing different there is that it's computers instead of rock music.
Glenn's clan plays Battlefield 2, a warfare game in which each team member plays a specific role.
I'm a helicopter pilot. I'm a fighter pilot. I take up the dogfights on the other airplanes to keep them down.
I'm everything, what they need, like driving C4 cars and infantry and everything.
He does everything. Great. It's good.
He's a great D-Hard car driver. I love
On day 2, Glenn and his clan get into their battle garb to prepare for some hardcore gaming.
I think anybody who's a good team player online will be a good team player in real life. Because it's not your character that's a team player, it's you.
A lot of people are just really happy to be here, just to be here. Because there is this gathering feeling, the TG feeling, and it starts the first night when you turn off the lights.
For a social event, there is surprisingly little face-to-face interaction. They share the same space, but they are still more connected to the virtual world. They rarely leave their monitors, surviving on a diet of caffeine and snack foods. For a group of over 5,000 kids, they are remarkably quiet.
The thing that makes kids different today is that they're accustomed to living online all the time. They don't think of the world as just the stuff that's physically around you. Like, they think of their world as this much larger universe that they inhabit. They're always in two places at once.
Online game playing is not just a youth phenomenon. The average gamer is now 30 years old. For adult players, online games offer an escape from everyday life without leaving home.
Games have gone from being just a province of these young kids to anyone who just wants to have sort of a little alternative life and have some sort of play in their life.
In many ways, Charity and Richard are an average American couple. They have 2 small children and a house in Silicon Valley. Richard is a software engineer, and Charity is a stay-at-home mom. But they also have another life, a virtual life inside an online game. They play City of Heroes, a comic book superhero game. 2 or 3 times a week, Richard and Charity go online for an intense round of play with other couples. Playing together is not only fun, it's an important part of their relationship.
I think it's fun to play computer games together. It may not sound very romantic, but it's kind of a cheap date, for one thing. It's a shared hobby, really.
Yeah. I mean, you could be in the same room watching television, but you're not really interacting with each other.
In order to play an online game, you must create a character for yourself, an avatar. These avatars are an extension of the player, your alter ego in the virtual world.
So I called her Chilled Bubbly. Her costume is the color of champagne. That's just kind of a fun theme to go with. Her powers are the ability to control ice and force fields, which are graphically represented as big bubbles around people.
City of Heroes takes place in a fictional metropolis called Paragon City. It's all about teamwork. Players form supergroups in order to defeat arch-villains wreaking havoc in the city.
When we're playing together, we do call each other by our characters' names. What actually happens is when I get introduced to somebody new to the group, I say, I'm Mrs. Green Zapper, or he's Mr. Chilled Bubbly. I go by our, again, the characters' names, and just a superhero.
Just a superhero.
Just trying to make a better world.
With 2 young children, Charity has a hard time keeping up with her husband.
If I want to do everything else that I want to do or need to do around the house, I just can't invest that kind of time in playing the game. It can really suck all your time. Is that cool? And I just have better things to do with my time. I have 2 little kids. I have a life, you know, so I do enjoy playing this game, but I just don't want it to consume me so much.